Hello friends. October 2nd, 2025 is not just another square on the calendar. It's a day where multiple cosmic systems, Western astrology, the Celtic tree wisdom of the Druids, the Vedic sidereal charting, the language of flowers, the memory of ancient stones, and even the quiet logic of numbers, intertwine like threads in a vast cosmic tapestry. What happens when we read them all together? Let's dive into a detailed journey across all zodiac signs, blending traditions, symbols, and energies to discover what this particular day has in store. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the Thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. Aries, March 21st to April 19th. Western astrology. Today, Mars pushes you toward action, but Saturn whispers caution. You'll feel the tug of war between rushing ahead and slowing down to build carefully. This planetary combination is like having one foot on the gas pedal and one hand on the brake, exhilarating but tricky to manage. Mars, your ruling planet, fills you with fire, ambition, and the urge to conquer whatever challenge stands in your way. You may wake up today feeling an unusual surge of energy, as if your mind is already 3 steps ahead of your body, eager to tackle tasks, start new projects, or initiate conversations you've been avoiding. Yet Saturn, the old master of discipline and patience, sends a stern reminder that not every battle needs to be fought today, and not every mountain should be climbed at once. This contrast between impulse and restraint could leave you feeling restless, even frustrated, but the hidden gift here is balance. Imagine a warrior not only trained to strike but also to wait for the perfect moment. That's your lesson today. If you lean too far into Mars, you risk burning out, making rash decisions, or stepping on someone's toes. If you listen only to Saturn, you may miss a golden opportunity because you hesitated too long. The best path forward lies in marrying the boldness of Mars with the wisdom of Saturn. Start tasks, but pace yourself. Speak your truth, but choose words carefully. Move, but in a rhythm that builds lasting results instead of fleeting victories. Druid tree horoscope. Your tree is the maple, symbol of balance. The Druids remind you, today is not about victory, but harmony. The maple in Celtic tradition represents generosity, peace, and the beauty of moderation. Think of the tree itself, strong roots holding steady, but branches that sway and adapt with the wind. For Aries, who often sees life as a series of challenges to conquer, the maple calls for a softer approach. Instead of pushing to be first, focus on how your actions affect others, and how the energy you bring to a space creates harmony or discord. Imagine entering a room with your fiery Mars-driven spirit. Do people feel inspired, or do they feel overwhelmed? The maple invites you to adjust, to find that sweet spot where your natural leadership uplifts everyone around you rather than dominating. This doesn't mean suppressing your fire. It means learning to burn like a hearth fire that warms, instead of a wildfire that consumes. Today, whenever you feel the urge to argue or rush, visualize the calm, steady branches of the maple. Ask yourself, am I seeking to win, or am I seeking to connect? That small shift could change the entire rhythm of your day. Vedic astrology. With Aries ruled by fiery Mars, today's lunar alignment favors self-expression, but avoid unnecessary confrontations. In the Vedic perspective, Mars is not only your ruler but also your karmic teacher in courage, drive, and self-mastery. Today's moon, placed in a sensitive nakshatra, amplifies emotions and makes words carry extra weight. You may feel a strong urge to voice your opinions bluntly or defend your stance passionately. While honesty is one of your strengths, the stars advise caution. Unchecked words may create friction that lasts longer than the moment. Instead, channel this lunar energy into creative self-expression. Writing, art, music, or even simply speaking with sincerity but measured tone. If a confrontation arises, ask whether it's truly worth your energy. Sometimes silence is the most powerful response. In relationships, this alignment encourages vulnerability. Don't just show your fiery side, reveal your softer, emotional truths too. Doing so will strengthen bonds and earn you deeper respect. Flower horoscope. The tulip reflects your energy, a bright force with hidden depths. Plant your words as gently as flowers, not as arrows. The tulip is not just a symbol of beauty. It embodies rebirth, elegance, and resilience. It bursts forth boldly in spring, yet its petals curve with softness. For Aries, this flower mirrors your nature, courageous, passionate, and vibrant, but with layers of depth that others don't always see. Today, think of every word you speak as a tulip you are planting. Will it blossom into something that delights the soul, or will it wilt because it was thrown carelessly? Use this flower as a reminder that even strong energy can be gentle. The tulip whispers, "Lead with warmth, and let your brilliance shine without burning." Stone horoscope. Carnelian offers grounding. Keep it nearby if your temper flares. Known as the stone of motivation and endurance, carnelian connects directly to Aries energy. It steadies your fire, turning restless sparks into focused flame. Carrying or wearing carnelian today can help you manage emotional surges, anchoring you when frustration or impatience creeps in. It also enhances confidence and clears self-doubt, making it perfect for when Mars is pushing you forward but Saturn makes you second-guess yourself. Whenever you feel the pull of anger, hold the stone, breathe deeply, and remember, strength is not about exploding but about controlling the flame within. Numerology. Number 9 is about completion. For you, it means wrapping up projects before chasing the next. The number 9 is often called the number of wisdom and closure. It represents the final chapter before a cycle ends and a new one begins. For Aries, who loves starting things but sometimes struggles to finish them, this number's vibration carries an important message. Today is not about launching a dozen new ideas, it's about honoring what you've already begun. Look at the half-finished projects, the promises you made, the tasks you left on hold. Ask yourself, what can I complete today that will free me for tomorrow's adventures? Completing something may not feel as thrilling as starting, but it brings deep satisfaction and creates space for new beginnings. The universe is asking you to honor your past commitments before racing ahead. Taurus, April 20th to May 20th. Western. Venus blesses your finances, but Neptune clouds decision-making. Read the fine print twice. Taurus, ruled by Venus, usually has a natural sense for stability, beauty, and material security. Today, Venus shines brightly on matters of money, offering opportunities for growth, purchases, or even unexpected rewards. You may find yourself considering investments, shopping, or planning a larger expense. However, Neptune hovers in the background, weaving illusions and blurring judgment. A deal that looks glittering could hide pitfalls, and a promise that seems firm may dissolve upon closer inspection. This planetary mix urges you to slow down, double-check details, and ask clarifying questions. Reading contracts, offers, or even simple agreements with a critical eye will save you from confusion later. Trust your instincts, but also ground them in logic. Venus wants you to enjoy, Neptune tempts you to dream, but balance both with practicality. Druid. The oak, your Celtic counterpart, symbolizes strength. Yet today, even mighty oaks bend in the wind. Flexibility is your shield. The oak has always been a sacred tree in Druid lore, representing endurance, wisdom, and unshakable strength. As a Taurus, you resonate with this energy, steady, grounded, and unafraid to hold your ground. But today, the lesson of the oak isn't just about strength, it's about adaptability. Even the strongest tree must bend when the storm comes, or else it risks breaking. If you face unexpected changes in plans, disruptions at work, or emotional shifts in relationships, remember the oak. You don't lose your power by yielding, you prove your strength by knowing when to adapt. Instead of resisting, practice flexibility. This doesn't mean abandoning your values, it means adjusting your approach. The oak whispers, strength is not rigidity, but resilience. Vedic. Jupiter's position favors generosity, helping others enhances your own luck. In Vedic tradition, Jupiter is the planet of wisdom, abundance, and dharma. Today, its aspect on Taurus encourages acts of kindness and sharing. Whether it's offering advice to a friend, donating to a cause, or simply lending a patient ear, your generosity creates karmic ripples that return to you in blessings. Don't underestimate small gestures. Even a smile or kind word can shift someone's day. Jupiter's energy suggests that wealth is not only material, it's spiritual. The more you give without expectation, the more your path clears for prosperity. If you've been worried about finances, paradoxically, giving may open new doors. Remember, abundance grows when shared. Flower. Rose, the eternal Taurus flower, brings passion and loyalty. Offer kindness freely today. The rose has long been tied to Taurus, not only because of its beauty but also for its deep symbolism of devotion, passion, and enduring love. Just as the rose blooms with richness and fragrance, you too can radiate warmth and reliability. Today, this flower invites you to embody the qualities of loyalty and tenderness that define you at your best. Express affection openly, but also guard against clinging too tightly or becoming possessive. A rose teaches us that love is both beautiful and delicate. Handle relationships with care. Offer kindness, patience, and devotion freely, and you will find it mirrored back to you. Stone. Emerald opens your heart to new insights, reminding you that wealth isn't only material. Emerald has been considered a stone of wisdom, growth, and harmony since ancient times. For Taurus, its lush green energy connects directly to both Venus and the heart chakra. Carrying or wearing emerald today enhances compassion, deepens your connections, and brings clarity when making choices about love, finances, or personal goals. It reminds you that true wealth is measured not only by what's in your bank account but by the richness of your experiences and the love in your relationships. When confusion strikes, hold an emerald and breathe. It will guide you back to what matters most. Numerology. The day's 9 energy urges closure. Settle lingering arguments, especially with family. Number 9 calls for endings, forgiveness, and healing. For Taurus, who often holds on to hurt or avoids confrontation, this vibration is a gentle but firm nudge to face unresolved issues. Look closely at relationships with family members, close friends, or even colleagues. Are there tensions you've swept under the rug? Resentments you've quietly carried? Today, the energy of 9 supports releasing them. Closure doesn't always mean reconciliation. It means finding peace within yourself, regardless of the outcome. By addressing what's been left unsaid, you create emotional freedom and allow love to flow more openly. The universe is asking you to let go of old heaviness, so you can step into the future with a lighter heart. Gemini, May 21st to June 20th. Western. Mercury, your ruler, is active but restless. Expect unexpected messages or calls. For a Gemini, Mercury is the heartbeat of your being, the planet of thought, speech, and quick connections. On this particular day, Mercury's restlessness feels like an over-caffeinated friend who won't stop texting you with ideas, distractions, and wild opportunities. Messages might arrive from people you haven't spoken to in months, and phone calls could alter the course of your day in ways you didn't plan for. It's as if the universe has placed your number on cosmic speed dial, and now everyone, people, situations, even your own thoughts, wants a piece of your attention. This planetary activity can be thrilling, but it can also be exhausting if you try to chase every notification. Instead, think of yourself as the editor of a busy newspaper. Not every lead makes the front page. Some conversations are worth diving into, others are just noise. Trust your ability to quickly sort through what matters and what doesn't. Remember, Mercury is your gift, but when it spins too quickly, it can scatter your focus. Use this day not to get lost in chatter but to identify the 1 or 2 communications that actually open new doors for you. Those calls and messages are not random, they're part of your unfolding story. Druid. The ash tree inspires communication. Use your gift of words to bridge divides. In Druid tradition, the ash tree is sacred for its connection to language, lore, and the web of human understanding. Its branches were seen as reaching toward the heavens while its roots drank deeply of the earth's wisdom, symbolizing the link between spirit and matter, between what is said and what is felt. For Gemini, the ash is like a mirror of your own essence. You thrive on dialogue, stories, and the exchange of ideas. Today, this tree reminds you that your words have power beyond entertainment or distraction. They can heal, reconcile, and build bridges where gaps have grown. Are there relationships in your life where silence has deepened a rift? Are there people who long to hear from you, but pride or hesitation has held you back? Let the ash tree's wisdom guide you. Speak not just to impress, but to connect. Offer words that are kind, thoughtful, and restorative. A simple message, a heartfelt apology, or even a curious question could shift a dynamic entirely. Think of yourself as a weaver, each word like a thread repairing the fabric of human connection. Vedic. Lunar nodes stir curiosity but can scatter focus. Choose one meaningful goal. In Vedic astrology, the lunar nodes, Rahu and Ketu, are shadowy forces that magnify desire, obsession, and curiosity on one side, while stripping away illusions on the other. Today, their influence may feel like having a dozen browser tabs open in your mind, each promising knowledge, excitement, or a breakthrough. You'll want to read everything, explore every idea, and jump into multiple directions at once. But this energy, while stimulating, can leave you drained and unfocused if you don't channel it. The secret today is choosing one meaningful pursuit. Instead of scattering your energy across countless distractions, ask yourself, which idea truly lights my fire? Which project or interest has the potential to grow into something lasting? Once you identify that, devote your restless curiosity to it with full presence. You'll find that the same energy that once felt chaotic now becomes a laser beam of clarity and progress. The nodes tempt you to skim, but your wisdom is to dive deep. Flower. Lavender surrounds you with calm. Seek serenity to balance mental chatter. Gemini minds are like hummingbirds, darting from flower to flower, idea to idea. This constant movement is thrilling but can lead to mental fatigue. Lavender is your companion today, offering its soothing fragrance and gentle energy to quiet the whirlwind inside your head. Imagine walking through a field of lavender, each breath slowing your racing thoughts, each blossom reminding you that peace is not found in silence of the world but in silence within. Carry lavender with you, whether as a scent, an image, or simply the memory of its calming power. Use it as a gentle anchor when you feel scattered. The message of lavender is not to suppress your curiosity but to balance it. When your mind is calm, your ideas become clearer, your words more meaningful, and your creativity more sustainable. Serenity is not a limitation, it is fuel for sharper brilliance. Stone. Citrine keeps you focused and optimistic. Citrine, with its golden glow, is like bottled sunshine. For a Gemini navigating the buzz of communication and curiosity, this stone provides clarity and energy without overwhelm. It sharpens focus so that you can sift through endless ideas and choose the ones worth nurturing. At the same time, citrine keeps your spirit buoyant, reminding you that curiosity is a gift, not a burden. If doubts creep in or if you feel scattered, hold this stone and let its warmth remind you of your natural optimism. Citrine encourages you to trust that your ideas have value, your voice has purpose, and your energy, when directed, can light up not only your own path but also those of others. Numerology. The 9 vibration reminds you, knowledge is only powerful when shared. The universal energy of the number 9 carries themes of wisdom, compassion, and closure. For Gemini, this day invites you to see knowledge not as a personal treasure chest but as a gift meant to circulate. All the conversations you're part of, all the lessons you've gathered, all the stories you've collected, they are not meant to stay locked inside. They gain meaning when they're shared in ways that uplift, teach, or heal others. Think about the insights you've gained recently. Is there someone who could benefit from hearing them? Is there a platform, however small, where your voice could inspire? Sharing doesn't always mean standing on a stage. It can be as simple as telling a friend what you've learned or writing down your reflections. The energy of 9 today asks you to be a messenger of wisdom, closing cycles not by hoarding knowledge but by offering it freely. Cancer, June 21st to July 22nd. Western. The moon in Scorpio makes emotions intense. Don't be surprised by sudden waves of nostalgia. For Cancer, the moon is not just a ruler, it is the core of your being. Today, as the moon travels through Scorpio, its waters run deeper, darker, and more transformative than usual. You may find yourself pulled into memories that rise unexpectedly, like old photographs surfacing from a drawer you thought was closed. Some of these waves of nostalgia may feel tender and healing, while others may stir wounds you thought were long forgotten. The intensity of Scorpio mixes with Cancer's natural sensitivity, creating a potent emotional cocktail. It's easy to become overwhelmed, but remember, these emotions are not punishments, they are messages. They invite you to reflect on your past, honor what you've endured, and recognize how far you've come. Instead of resisting these tides, allow them to wash over you, knowing that each wave carries a fragment of wisdom. If tears come, let them. If laughter erupts from nowhere, embrace it. Today, your emotional depth is not a weakness but a compass guiding you back to what truly matters. Druid. The birch tree calls you to renewal. Let go of the past like leaves falling. In Druidic tradition, the birch is a symbol of beginnings, purification, and the courage to start fresh. Just as the tree sheds its bark and leaves to make way for new growth, you are invited to release what no longer serves you. For Cancer, who often clings tightly to memories and emotional bonds, this can be a challenge. But the birch teaches that letting go is not forgetting, it is honoring the cycle of life. Today, imagine yourself standing beneath a birch grove in autumn, watching leaves drift gently to the ground. Each falling leaf is a burden, regret, or attachment that you no longer need to carry. By releasing them, you make space for renewal. The birch whispers, "You cannot step fully into tomorrow if you are still carrying the weight of yesterday." Vedic. Lunar power enhances intuition. Your dreams may reveal truths tonight. In Vedic astrology, the moon represents the mind and emotional heart, and when its energy aligns powerfully, your intuition becomes sharper than usual. For Cancer, this is magnified, as you are already attuned to lunar rhythms. Today, pay special attention to subtle hunches, gut feelings, and especially your dreams. The messages you receive may not come in clear sentences but in symbols, patterns, or emotions that linger upon waking. Keep a notebook nearby to capture these impressions before they fade. Your subconscious may be trying to guide you toward healing, clarity, or even a future decision. Trust that your inner wisdom is speaking louder today. The rational mind may doubt, but the lunar soul knows. Flower. White lily represents purity and inner healing. Carry it in your heart. The white lily has long been associated with rebirth, innocence, and spiritual renewal. For Cancer, it resonates with your deep emotional core, offering a gentle reminder that beneath the layers of memory and sensitivity lies a pure, resilient heart. Today, this flower invites you to focus on inner healing. If old hurts resurface, hold them gently, like petals, and release them with love. Carry the essence of the white lily in your imagination, its softness, its fragrance, its grace, and let it remind you that no matter what you've endured, your soul remains untainted. Healing is not about erasing scars, it's about realizing they no longer define you. Stone. Moonstone helps stabilize emotional tides. Among all crystals, moonstone is perhaps the most aligned with Cancer, for it vibrates with lunar energy itself. Its shimmering surface reflects the phases of the moon, reminding you that emotions ebb and flow like tides. Today, when intensity threatens to overwhelm, moonstone acts as a gentle stabilizer, soothing the highs and softening the lows. Holding or wearing moonstone can help you stay connected to your intuition without being swept away by it. It also encourages emotional openness in relationships, allowing you to share your feelings in ways that strengthen bonds rather than burden them. Numerology. 9's closure energy urges you to forgive, to free your own heart. The number 9 calls for endings and completion, but for Cancer, this energy lands in the tender territory of the heart. It is not just about finishing tasks, it is about emotional closure. Who are you still holding onto through resentment, anger, or disappointment? What past wounds still tug at you when the night is quiet? Today, the universe asks you to forgive, not because others always deserve it, but because your heart deserves peace. Forgiveness doesn't erase what happened, but it dissolves the chains that bind you to the past. By embracing the energy of 9, you free yourself to step into the future lighter, softer, and more open to love. Leo, July 23rd to August 22nd. Western. The Sun squares Uranus, expect surprises. Your pride may be tested, but breakthroughs come after discomfort. For Leo, the Sun is not just a ruler, it is your essence, the radiant fire at the center of your personality. When Uranus challenges it with a square, the day takes on a volatile, unpredictable tone. Surprises may appear like lightning bolts, sudden changes in plans, unexpected news from a friend or colleague, or disruptions that challenge your sense of control. While Leos thrive in stability and admiration, Uranus reminds you that growth rarely comes wrapped in comfort. Your pride may feel rattled, perhaps someone questions your authority, your vision, or your choices. But here's the secret: Uranus doesn't challenge to weaken you, it challenges to awaken you. Imagine the sun's rays breaking through storm clouds. It's uncomfortable, but it clears the air for clarity. Today, lean into flexibility. If your initial reaction is to roar, pause, and ask, what lesson hides in this discomfort? Often, the breakthroughs come when you let go of the need to always be right or admired, and instead embrace the humility of change. Growth isn't about always shining, it's about learning how to shine brighter after the storm passes. Druid. The hazel tree enhances wisdom. A Leo who listens becomes unstoppable. In Druid tradition, the hazel is the tree of inspiration, intuition, and profound wisdom. Its nuts were said to contain knowledge itself, falling into sacred wells where salmon consumed them and became keepers of divine insight. For Leo, the hazel reminds you that true leadership is not about constant performance but about listening. You are naturally charismatic, often the center of attention, but wisdom grows in the quiet moments when you pause to hear others. Today, the hazel invites you to set aside your need to shine and instead tune in to the wisdom around you, be it from a friend, a mentor, or even your own inner voice. Sometimes, the most powerful roar is silence that absorbs, understands, and then speaks with precision. When you combine Leo's fire with hazel's wisdom, you move from being a performer to a true leader who inspires trust and respect. Vedic. Solar energy is strong, but Venus tempers ego. Lead with warmth, not dominance. In the Vedic tradition, the sun represents the soul, authority, and self-expression. When its energy is heightened, Leos can feel invincible, ready to take charge, command respect, and demand recognition. But today, Venus softens this energy, reminding you that true greatness isn't measured by dominance but by the warmth you radiate. This is the difference between a ruler who governs with fear and one who inspires loyalty through kindness. If you push too hard or insist on control, you risk alienating those who would otherwise support you. Venus encourages you to embrace diplomacy, charm, and generosity. Approach situations with grace, offering encouragement instead of criticism, collaboration instead of competition. In doing so, you align your natural solar radiance with Venus's harmony, becoming not just powerful but beloved. Flower. Sunflower, bold and radiant, reminds you, shine, but don't blind others. The sunflower is a perfect emblem for Leo. It stands tall, golden, and always faces the sun. Its symbolism is one of strength, joy, and unwavering presence. Yet, like your own energy, its brilliance can overwhelm if not balanced. Today, the sunflower reminds you to shine in ways that invite others into your light, not overshadow them. Your warmth and enthusiasm can inspire, but if pride turns into arrogance, that same radiance can blind. The sunflower whispers, lead by example, not by dominance. Offer your confidence as a source of encouragement, reminding others that they, too, can bloom. Remember, the beauty of a sunflower field is not in one flower towering above the rest, but in all standing together toward the light. Stone. Tiger's eye strengthens courage while keeping you grounded. Tiger's eye is a stone of balance, bold, confident energy tempered with practicality and grounding. For Leo, it reinforces your natural bravery while ensuring that your pride doesn't lead you astray. Carrying or wearing this stone today can help you remain steady when Uranus stirs surprises. It anchors you in your truth while encouraging clear vision, allowing you to see beyond ego-driven reactions. Tiger's Eye also helps you balance assertiveness with humility, ensuring your roar inspires rather than intimidates. If challenges test your pride today, this stone reminds you that courage is not only about standing tall but about knowing when to bend gracefully. Numerology. The day's 9 calls for service. True kings serve first. Number 9 carries the vibration of compassion, wisdom, and endings. For Leo, this number challenges you to step beyond self and into service. A king or queen in the truest sense is not one who demands loyalty, but one who gives it first. Today, the universe asks, how can your light serve others? Can your leadership help ease someone's struggle? Can your voice amplify the needs of those unheard? By channeling your energy into service, you transform pride into purpose, and admiration into genuine gratitude. The 9 reminds you that the legacy of a Leo isn't measured in applause but in the lives you brighten. Virgo, August 23rd to September 22nd. Western. Mercury's energy boosts problem solving. Today is perfect for organization and clearing clutter. Mercury, your ruling planet, sharpens the analytical, detail-focused qualities that define you. Today, its influence feels like a clear breeze sweeping through a crowded room, bringing order to chaos. You may find yourself with sudden clarity about problems that have been nagging at you, whether in your work, your home, or your inner life. This is an ideal moment to sort, arrange, and simplify. Clean your desk, reorganize your schedule, or resolve nagging issues that clutter your mental space. What others see as tedious, you find deeply satisfying. The universe has given you a day when your natural gift for precision becomes a superpower. Use it to lighten your load, remove unnecessary complications, and create an environment where your mind and spirit can thrive. Druid. The cypress tree whispers, stability grows from patience. The cypress, in Druidic lore, symbolizes resilience, endurance, and the quiet strength that comes from patience. For Virgo, who often feels pressured to perfect everything instantly, the cypress reminds you that true stability isn't built overnight. Think of the tree itself, tall, evergreen, enduring through seasons without rushing. Today, when you feel anxious to fix everything at once, pause and breathe in the cypress's wisdom. Small, steady steps build the foundation for lasting stability. Patience doesn't mean passivity, it means trusting that the seeds you plant will grow in their own time. When combined with your meticulous nature, patience becomes your greatest strength, turning fleeting efforts into enduring success. Vedic. Rahu's influence may scatter focus. Create lists and stick to them. In Vedic astrology, Rahu represents desire, illusion, and the urge to chase everything at once. For Virgo, whose mind is already naturally active, Rahu's energy can scatter you in too many directions, leaving you productive yet unfulfilled. Today, the remedy is structure. Create a list of priorities and commit to them. This practice will anchor you against Rahu's whirlwind of temptations. Lists may feel simple, but they are your shield. They give shape to your day, clarity to your mind, and focus to your actions. The more disciplined you are, the more you can harness Rahu's restless energy to achieve meaningful progress instead of scattering your efforts into exhaustion. Flower. Daisy mirrors your inner simplicity. Keep things honest and real. The daisy, with its simple white petals and golden center, reflects the essence of Virgo, pure, straightforward, and grounded in authenticity. While you often carry the burden of perfection, the daisy reminds you that beauty lies in simplicity. Today, resist the temptation to overcomplicate things. Whether in communication, work, or relationships, embrace honesty and clarity. Speak simply, act sincerely, and let your authenticity shine. Just as a daisy brightens a meadow without effort, you brighten lives when you allow yourself to be real, unpolished, and true. Stone. Peridot cleanses negative thoughts. Known as the stone of renewal and healing, Peridot resonates with Virgo's need for clarity and mental freshness. Today, it acts as a purifier, sweeping away self-doubt, criticism, and lingering negativity. Virgos often carry an inner critic that can be harsh, even when no one else notices flaws. Peridot dissolves this cycle, replacing it with optimism and acceptance. Carry or wear this stone as a reminder to release harsh judgments of yourself and of others. When your mind is clear of negativity, your natural gifts of service, precision, and care shine even brighter. Numerology. 9 suggests closure. Tie up loose ends in paperwork and commitments. The number 9 carries themes of endings and completion, and for Virgo, this translates into practical action. Today is about tying knots, sealing envelopes, finishing drafts, and resolving lingering details. Those half-finished tasks, emails unsent, forms half-filled, plans left hanging, demand your attention now. By completing them, you free space in your mind and environment. Closure isn't just emotional, it's organizational. When you honor the vibration of 9, you align with the universe's call for clarity and release. This is your chance to step into tomorrow unburdened by yesterday's unfinished business. Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. Western. Venus in your sign brings charm and attraction. Use it wisely, not manipulatively. For Libra, Venus is not just a ruling planet, it is the very essence of your nature, the love of beauty, harmony, and the graceful art of bringing people together. Today, Venus shines brighter than usual in your sign, and the effect can feel like walking into a room and sensing all eyes turn toward you. There is an aura around you, a magnetic quality that makes others want to listen, to be near you, to support your ideas. But here lies the challenge. Venus can gift you with attraction, but it can also tempt you to wield it for selfish purposes, to manipulate outcomes rather than guide them with fairness. Be mindful of how you use this charm. If your words and gestures are aimed at harmony and understanding, your influence will ripple outward in profound, positive ways. But if you lean too heavily into vanity or use your magnetism for short-term gains, you risk eroding trust. Today, your greatest power lies not in dazzling others but in inspiring them through genuine kindness, diplomacy, and balance. Druid. The vine tree resonates today. Celebrate beauty, but avoid indulgence. In Druidic wisdom, the vine represents not just growth and fertility, but also the intoxicating pull of pleasure, luxury, and the senses. Like the grapes that cluster in abundance, the vine offers sweetness, but also warns of overindulgence. For Libra, who often craves balance but can be tempted by excess when beauty calls too strongly, today's lesson is moderation. Enjoy what pleases you, good food, art, music, or romance, but be mindful of where enjoyment crosses into dependency. The vine whispers, true beauty is not in excess but in savoring. If you feel pulled toward overspending, overpromising, or overindulging, pause and ask yourself whether it brings harmony or simply temporary distraction. Just as wine is richest when sipped, not guzzled, beauty is most powerful when savored in balance. Vedic. Balancing relationships is your theme. Avoid over-pleasing others. In Vedic astrology, Libra's dharma is harmony, but sometimes that noble pursuit turns into the trap of losing yourself to keep peace. Today's planetary alignments emphasize the importance of drawing boundaries. You may feel a strong urge to compromise, to smooth over conflicts by sacrificing your own needs, but the stars advise against going too far. Balance is not the same as self-erasure. True relationships thrive not when one person gives endlessly, but when both contribute with authenticity. This is the day to remind yourself that saying no can be just as loving as saying yes, because it honors truth. Use your innate gift for diplomacy not to avoid confrontation, but to create spaces where honesty and fairness coexist. Flower. Bluebell symbolizes humility, reminding you to keep vanity in check. The delicate bluebell bends gracefully toward the earth, embodying humility, modesty, and the beauty of quiet strength. For Libra, who naturally attracts admiration, the bluebell serves as a reminder that real beauty does not demand constant attention. Humility enhances your charm far more than vanity ever could. Today, as Venus shines in your sign, the temptation to bask in admiration may be strong. But the bluebell whispers, bend gently, stay grounded, and let your presence inspire through authenticity. People will not only admire you, they will trust and respect you deeply when your confidence is rooted in humility. Stone, lapis lazuli brings clarity in communication. This deep blue stone has long been revered as the gem of truth, wisdom, and divine connection. For Libra, who often navigates the delicate balance of words and relationships, lapis lazuli offers clarity. Today, it helps you strip away the fog of diplomacy that sometimes dilutes your message. It reminds you that charm without truth is empty, while honesty with clarity builds real bridges. Carry or wear this stone if you find yourself needing to express difficult truths. It will steady your voice, sharpen your mind, and keep your communication aligned with fairness. Numerology. 9 tells you, end cycles of unhealthy compromise. The number 9 carries the vibration of closure, endings, and wisdom gained through experience. For Libra, this resonates deeply with the theme of relationships. Are there patterns in your life where you've given too much, sacrificed too often, or agreed to things that left you quietly resentful? Today, the number 9 asks you to close that chapter. Unhealthy compromises don't bring peace, they build invisible walls of tension. By acknowledging and ending those cycles, you make room for authentic, balanced connections. This is the kind of closure that liberates your spirit, reminding you that peace is not the absence of conflict but the presence of truth. Scorpio, October 23rd to November 21st. Western. The moon in your sign makes your energy magnetic. But intensity can either heal or hurt. For Scorpio, emotions are never shallow. They are deep waters, tidal currents that others can barely comprehend. With the moon passing through your sign, this intensity becomes amplified, radiating outward in a magnetic force that draws people to you. You may notice others seeking your presence, fascinated by your depth, your mystery, your unspoken power. But with this magnetism comes responsibility. Your energy can heal, offering comfort, guidance, and transformation to those who cross your path. Or, if left unchecked, it can wound, cutting too deeply with harsh words, suspicion, or jealousy. Today, the moon invites you to wield your intensity with mindfulness. Recognize that your emotional waves influence others. Ask yourself, am I healing or hurting with this power? The answer will define the tone of your day. Druid. The elder tree signifies transformation. Shed old skins. In Druid lore, the elder is sacred for its connection to endings, beginnings, and the cycles of death and rebirth. Its berries and blossoms symbolized healing, while its hollow branches spoke of release and renewal. For Scorpio, whose life is already one of constant transformation, the elder aligns perfectly. Today, you are called to shed old skins, outdated identities, grudges, or patterns that no longer serve your growth. Think of the snake, one of Scorpio's symbols, releasing its skin to reveal something new and vibrant beneath. The elder tree reminds you that letting go is not loss but liberation. By releasing the weight of what no longer fits, you step more fully into your power. Vedic. Mars and Ketu stir power and hidden desires. Choose wisely. In the Vedic chart, Mars rules Scorpio, infusing you with strength, courage, and determination. But when combined with Ketu, the shadow planet of past karma and detachment, the energy becomes complicated. You may feel the stirring of hidden desires, ambitions you've buried, or emotions you've avoided. This combination is like a fire burning underground, powerful but unpredictable. Today, you may be tempted to act on impulse, to pursue desires with intensity. But Ketu's lesson is discernment. Not every desire is meant to be fulfilled. Some are echoes of the past, meant to be released rather than chased. Ask yourself, does this impulse bring me closer to my higher self, or does it pull me back into cycles I've already outgrown? Choosing wisely today determines whether your power uplifts or entangles. Flower. Orchid reflects mystery and allure. Use it to charm, not manipulate. Orchids are symbols of elegance, rarity, and hidden beauty. For Scorpio, the orchid mirrors your aura, mysterious, magnetic, often leaving others captivated. Today, the orchid calls you to embrace this natural allure, but with integrity. Use your charm to inspire, to encourage, to invite others into deeper understanding, not to manipulate or control. Orchids thrive in balance, delicate yet resilient, beautiful yet understated. Let their energy remind you that true magnetism doesn't need force, it flows effortlessly when rooted in authenticity. Stone, obsidian shields against negativity. This volcanic glass is known for its powerful protective qualities, absorbing negativity and cutting through illusions. For Scorpio, whose emotional depths can sometimes draw in darker energies, obsidian is an essential ally. Carry or wear it today as a shield, protecting your spirit from envy, manipulation, or your own shadows of fear and doubt. Obsidian doesn't just block negativity, it reflects it back, teaching you where it originates and how to release it. With this stone by your side, you can move through the day with clarity and strength, unburdened by energies that don't belong to you. Numerology. 9 pushes you toward rebirth. Close old emotional debts. The number 9, with its vibration of endings and completion, speaks directly to Scorpio's theme of transformation. Today, it highlights emotional debts, the unfinished business, the grudges held, the promises broken, whether by you or to you. These unresolved threads weigh heavily, binding you to cycles you're ready to outgrow. The number 9 urges you to close these accounts, not by force, but through forgiveness, acceptance, and release. Rebirth is impossible without closure. Just as the elder tree teaches, endings create space for beginnings. Today is a day to let go of what chains you to the past, so you can rise renewed, lighter, and more powerful than before. Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. Western. Jupiter expands opportunities but warns against exaggeration. Keep promises realistic. For Sagittarius, Jupiter is not only your ruling planet but the very source of your expansive, adventurous spirit. Today, its influence stretches wide, scattering possibilities before you like a map with endless destinations. You may feel the urge to say yes to everything. New projects, new trips, new conversations, new commitments. The temptation is to overpromise, to let enthusiasm run ahead of practicality. But Jupiter also teaches wisdom through restraint. Expansion without grounding can collapse under its own weight. If you tell a friend you'll join 3 different events, or if you commit to goals that are beyond your current time and energy, the cracks will show quickly. Today, the universe challenges you to keep your promises realistic, to match your boundless optimism with discernment. True expansion doesn't mean doing everything at once, it means choosing the right opportunity and nurturing it fully. Jupiter asks you not to scatter your arrows but to aim with precision, and by doing so, your chances of hitting the target are far greater. Druid. The fig tree represents openness and curiosity. Your quest for knowledge thrives. In the Druidic tradition, the fig tree embodies nourishment, abundance, and a sacred openness to discovery. Its fruit has been revered across cultures as both food and wisdom, a gift of growth and curiosity. For Sagittarius, who is naturally restless and hungry for truth, the fig tree resonates deeply. Today, it encourages you to lean into your curiosity, to embrace the joy of exploration not only through physical journeys but through intellectual and spiritual ones. Read a book that challenges your thinking, ask questions that go deeper than the surface, or simply allow conversations to expand your worldview. The fig tree whispers, curiosity is the food of the soul. If you follow its branches, each path reveals new knowledge. But balance is key. The tree grows slowly, with roots grounding its wide reach. Seek knowledge openly, but digest it fully before rushing to the next discovery. Vedic. Dharmic paths open, travel or study bring revelations. In Vedic astrology, Sagittarius Danu is deeply connected to Dharma, the path of truth, purpose, and higher learning. Today's planetary currents highlight your karmic journey through exploration, whether through literal travel or the metaphorical journey of study. This is a day where stepping into a classroom, reading sacred texts, or simply reflecting on your life's direction can bring powerful insights. Travel may call to you, perhaps a short trip or a journey in planning. But remember, the essence is not the destination, but the lessons found along the road. Study, too, can be a form of travel, carrying your mind across centuries and cultures. The stars suggest revelations are waiting if you open yourself fully to these paths. Listen closely, for Dharma doesn't always speak in grand gestures. sometimes it whispers through quiet moments of clarity. Flower. Carnation inspires boldness, but balance passion with tact. The carnation, vibrant and layered with petals, represents passion, energy, and strength of will. For Sagittarius, whose fire burns brightly, the carnation amplifies your natural boldness today. It encourages you to step forward with courage, to voice your ideas, to declare your ambitions, to chase your dreams with vigor. Yet the carnation also carries a caution. Boldness without tact can overwhelm. Your enthusiasm, while inspiring, can come across as blunt if not tempered. Today, let the carnation remind you that true courage pairs strength with grace. Be bold in your convictions, but wrap your words in kindness. Passion doesn't need to shout to be heard. It needs only to be genuine and respectful, and then it blooms beautifully in the hearts of others. Stone. Turquoise protects travelers, both physical and spiritual. Known as a stone of wisdom and protection, turquoise has long been a talisman for wanderers crossing deserts, seas, and mountains. For Sagittarius, whose spirit is always journeying, turquoise is a perfect companion. Today, it shields you not only on physical paths but also on spiritual and intellectual ones. It protects against the exhaustion of overextending yourself, guarding your energy so that your adventures remain enriching rather than draining. Carrying turquoise connects you to truth and clarity, ensuring that your explorations lead to wisdom instead of confusion. Whether you're boarding a plane, stepping into a new project, or diving into an inner reflection, let turquoise anchor and protect you. Numerology. 9's wisdom urges, finish one quest before beginning another. The number 9 carries the weight of completion, endings that prepare the soul for renewal. For Sagittarius, who often begins many quests at once, today's message is crystal clear. Before starting something new, finish what you've already begun. The thrill of the chase may tempt you toward fresh horizons, but the 9 vibration reminds you that unfinished business lingers, slowing your progress. Closure is not a limitation, it's liberation. By tying up the threads of your current journey, you free yourself to step into the next with clarity and strength. Imagine a quiver filled with arrows. What good is it if they're scattered and unfinished? Completion sharpens your aim. Today, honor your past efforts by bringing them to their rightful close. Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. Western. Saturn demands discipline, but Neptune tests patience. You may feel pulled in two directions. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline, structure, and responsibility. Today, Saturn's energy is strong, urging you to focus, to commit, to push forward with persistence. But Neptune drifts into the picture, clouding clarity and stirring feelings of uncertainty, distraction, or even disillusionment. It's as if one part of you is climbing steadily up the mountain while another part feels lost in mist, unsure whether the summit is even real. This push and pull can leave you drained if you resist it. Instead, see it as a test of patience. Saturn's lesson is discipline. Neptune's lesson is trust. Together, they teach that endurance is not about rushing forward blindly but about moving with faith, even when the path isn't fully visible. Today, lean into small, deliberate actions. You don't need all the answers now. You need the discipline to keep going and the patience to let clarity reveal itself in time. Druid. The fir tree reminds you, endurance wins, not speed. The fir, evergreen and resilient, is a symbol of longevity, perseverance, and quiet strength in Druidic lore. For Capricorn, the fir is your mirror. A reminder that greatness is not achieved in bursts of effort but in steady, consistent dedication. The fir tree does not rush to grow tall. It endures season after season, rooted deeply, reaching steadily. Today, the fir whispers, don't measure yourself against speed, measure yourself against endurance. Your progress may feel slow, but it is lasting. Others may sprint ahead, but your steady climb ensures stability at the peak. Trust the process. With every step, every effort, you build a foundation that storms cannot shake. Vedic. Karmic lessons surface, don't resist them, embrace growth. In Vedic astrology, Capricorn Makara often carries the weight of karmic responsibility. Saturn, or Shani, is not just a planet of discipline but a teacher who reveals life lessons through challenges. Today, those lessons may come to the surface, perhaps in the form of delays, obstacles, or old issues resurfacing. The natural impulse is to resist, to push harder against them, but Saturn teaches through endurance, not shortcuts. Embrace these moments as opportunities to grow. Ask yourself, what is this challenge teaching me about patience, about humility, about persistence? The more you resist, the heavier the lesson feels. The more you accept, the more it transforms into wisdom. Today, growth lies not in avoiding struggle but in embracing it as part of your karmic path. Flower, pansy, symbol of thoughtfulness, urges reflection before action. The pansy, delicate yet resilient, carries the energy of contemplation and inner wisdom. For Capricorn, who often moves with determination and focus, the pansy reminds you to pause and reflect before charging ahead. Today, your instinct may be to act quickly, to solve problems immediately. But the pansy's quiet voice urges you to consider, is this the right action, or simply the fastest? Reflection is not weakness, it is strength. It ensures that your actions are aligned with your values, that your decisions are grounded in wisdom, not haste. By embodying the pansy's thoughtfulness, you ensure your path forward is steady, wise, and sustainable. Stone, garnet builds strength and resilience. This deep red stone resonates strongly with Capricorn's energy, fortifying the body, mind, and spirit. Garnet is a stone of grounding and endurance, perfect for moments when Saturn's challenges feel heavy. Today, garnet strengthens your resolve, reminding you of your innate resilience. It fuels your determination to keep climbing, even when the mountain feels steep. It also protects against burnout, ensuring that your strength is not spent recklessly but channeled purposefully. With garnet, you remember that resilience is not about never feeling tired, it's about always finding the will to continue. Numerology, 9 energy favors closure in career matters. Time to finish old projects. The vibration of 9 speaks of endings and completion, and for Capricorn, it resonates most strongly in the realm of career. Today is about tying up loose ends, closing old projects, finalizing lingering tasks, and wrapping up commitments that no longer serve your path. You may feel the weight of responsibility, but this is your chance to free yourself. Completion clears the way for new opportunities, new responsibilities, and new mountains to climb. Without closure, your energy remains scattered across unfinished work. The number 9 encourages you to finish with pride, to honor the effort you've invested, and to release what is complete. This ending is not a loss, it is preparation for the next great ascent. Aquarius, January 20th to February 18th. Western, Uranus shakes up your social sphere, expect surprises from friends. For Aquarius, Uranus is not just a ruling planet, it is your essence, your drive toward innovation, independence, and sudden shifts that redefine the way you live. Today, Uranus sends electric sparks through your social world. Friends may surprise you. Someone could return from the past, bringing unexpected news, or a sudden revelation might shift the way you see a close connection. A group you belong to may experience turbulence, perhaps through disagreements, sudden changes of leadership, or the arrival of new members who shake the balance. While these surprises may initially unsettle you, they are not designed to harm but to awaken. Uranus's role is to break stagnant patterns, to jolt you out of complacency, and to remind you that growth rarely comes in silence. The challenge is to embrace these surprises without resisting them, to remain flexible in your connections, and to see disruption as opportunity. Social circles may transform today, but the transformation clears the way for truer, more authentic bonds. Druid, the olive tree teaches peace and diplomacy. In Druidic wisdom, the olive tree symbolizes reconciliation, healing, and the gentle art of diplomacy. Its branches have long been offered as emblems of peace, reminding people that cooperation creates strength where division weakens. For Aquarius, who often values ideas over emotions, the olive tree reminds you that peace is not simply the absence of conflict but the presence of understanding. Today, as Uranus stirs your social sphere, you may find yourself tempted to detach or walk away when tensions arise. Instead, the olive tree urges you to lean into diplomacy. Speak calmly, listen deeply, and hold space for differing perspectives. Remember that true innovation thrives not in chaos but in collaboration. By embodying the olive's wisdom, you have the chance to transform disruptions into breakthroughs, arguments into dialogue, and division into connection. Vedic: innovation flows, but don't detach from emotions. In Vedic astrology, Aquarius Kumbha is a sign tied to originality, vision, and community service. With planetary alignments encouraging your inventive side today, ideas may come rushing like waterfalls. New projects, fresh solutions, radical visions of the future. Yet the Vedic stars warn, innovation without heart becomes hollow. Your brilliance must not disconnect you from the emotional currents of those around you. It is easy for Aquarius energy to retreat into the intellect, to detach from messy feelings in favor of logical progress. But today, the challenge is to remain connected. Innovation is most powerful when it speaks to both the mind and the heart. If you share ideas, temper them with empathy. If you build solutions, ensure they serve humanity, not just theory. Balance intellect with compassion, and your creativity becomes a true force for good. Flower: violet mirrors your uniqueness. Be bold but kind. The violet, often small yet striking, represents individuality, humility, and the beauty of standing apart. For Aquarius, the violet is a reflection of your natural uniqueness, your ability to see the world differently, to step outside the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Today, the violet calls you to embody that boldness, to express your originality without fear. But just as the violet blooms gently rather than aggressively, the flower teaches that uniqueness must be paired with kindness. Boldness without compassion can alienate, but boldness with humility inspires. Let the violet remind you, you don't need to shout to prove your difference. Simply being authentically yourself, with kindness, will leave a lasting impression. Stone: amethyst enhances intuition and creative thinking. Amethyst, with its violet hues, resonates strongly with Aquarius energy, bridging intellect with intuition. This stone enhances clarity of thought while opening channels to higher wisdom. For you today, amethyst acts as both a creative amplifier and a calming influence, steadying the mental storms Uranus might stir. If surprises in your social world leave you feeling scattered, amethyst helps center you, allowing you to see beyond the surface disruptions into the deeper meaning beneath. It sharpens innovative thinking while ensuring your insights remain grounded in wisdom and compassion. Carry it with you today to amplify inspiration, calm emotional turbulence, and guide your decisions with clarity. Numerology: 9 signals endings, one friendship cycle closes, another begins. The number 9 is the number of completion, the closing of chapters, and the wisdom that emerges from endings. For Aquarius, this energy flows directly into your social life today. You may sense a friendship reaching its natural conclusion, perhaps a bond that has outlived its purpose, or a group dynamic that no longer resonates. While endings may sting, the 9 reminds you that they create space for beginnings. One cycle closes, but another is ready to open. Trust that the universe is clearing the way for friendships that align more deeply with who you are becoming. By embracing closure, you make room for connection that honors your uniqueness and supports your future growth. Pisces, February 19th to March 20th. Western: Neptune makes imagination vivid but blurs boundaries. Ground yourself. Neptune, your ruling planet, fills the day with color, dreams, and boundless creativity. For Pisces, this can feel like slipping into a sea of imagination where everything glimmers with possibility. Ideas may flow effortlessly, art may feel inspired, and spiritual visions may come more clearly than ever. Yet Neptune's influence also dissolves boundaries, making it hard to separate truth from illusion. You may find yourself daydreaming when focus is needed, or you may blur the line between your feelings and those of others. Today, grounding is essential. Creativity is a gift, but without structure, it drifts into confusion. Allow Neptune to inspire you but anchor yourself in reality. Use journaling, meditation, or physical movement to stay connected to the earth while your spirit explores the skies. Druid, the willow tree guides emotional wisdom. In Druidic tradition, the willow is a tree of intuition, dreams, and healing. It thrives near water, bending gracefully with the currents, never breaking but always flowing. For Pisces, who already embodies deep emotional sensitivity, the willow is a perfect guide. Today, it teaches you to lean into your intuition without fear. Trust the quiet voice within, the gentle tug of your emotions pointing you toward truth. Yet the willow also cautions, wisdom lies in flexibility. Don't cling rigidly to one emotional state or one vision of how things should be. Instead, flow with the current of the day, bending when needed, releasing when called. The willow whispers, strength is not resistance but graceful adaptation. Vedic, the moon strengthens intuition, but Saturn warns, dreams must meet reality. In Vedic astrology, Pisces Meena is connected deeply to spirituality, dreams, and intuition. Today, the moon enhances these qualities, amplifying your inner knowing and sharpening your sensitivity to energies around you. You may feel unusually attuned to subtle signs, dreams carrying messages, instincts guiding you toward truth. Yet Saturn casts its stern shadow, reminding you that dreams must eventually meet the practical world. Vision without action remains fantasy. The stars suggest balancing inspiration with discipline. Write down your dreams, sketch your visions, but also map steps to bring them into reality. Saturn's challenge is not to crush your creativity but to ground it, so that what you imagine can be built and shared. Flower, water lily reflects spiritual depth. Seek stillness today. The water lily, floating serenely on ponds, represents purity, enlightenment, and spiritual awakening. For Pisces, it mirrors your inner depth and natural connection to the unseen. Today, the water lily encourages you to seek stillness. Amid Neptune's swirling waters, calm reflection allows clarity to surface. Just as the lily rises through muddy water to bloom pristine, you too can rise above confusion by centering yourself. The water lily's message is clear. Seek quiet, embrace inner peace, and allow your spiritual depth to shine outward in simple, gentle ways. Stone, aquamarine calms stormy feelings. Aquamarine, with its clear blue hue, embodies the tranquil essence of the sea, soothing turbulent emotions and clarifying thought. For Pisces, who can easily absorb the moods of others, this stone offers protection and serenity. Today, aquamarine can help you remain calm when Neptune's energy threatens to overwhelm. It allows you to release fear, soften anxiety, and communicate with clarity. By carrying or wearing aquamarine, you anchor your emotional tides, ensuring that your empathy remains a gift and not a burden. It reminds you that compassion flows best when it is steady, not when it crashes uncontrollably. Numerology, 9 reminds you, healing requires letting go. The vibration of 9 is all about closure, endings, and the wisdom that comes through release. For Pisces, this resonates profoundly with your spiritual nature. Healing cannot come if you continue clinging to wounds, regrets, or attachments that keep you anchored in the past. Today, the number 9 asks you to let go of old pain, of illusions that no longer serve, of patterns that keep you from growing. Forgiveness, whether of yourself or others, is the key. By releasing what no longer fits, you step into a deeper level of healing. The 9 is not about loss, it is about freedom. Letting go is not an ending but a sacred beginning, where your spirit can finally rise without chains. Final thought across all systems, October 2, 2025 carries the vibration of the number 9, completion, closure, and transformation. Western stars, Druid trees, Vedic wisdom, flowers, stones, all point toward one unified message: it's time to release what no longer serves us, so space for renewal can appear.